The wind whispers tales of forgotten heroes, of dusty trails and daring deeds, of a bygone era etched in celluloid. We're talking about the American West, a landscape as vast and unforgiving as the legends it spawned. And today, we delve into the lives of the men and women who rode into our hearts, who shaped the myths, who became icons on the silver screen, the stars of the classic westerns. These weren't just actors. They were pioneers, forging their own paths through the treacherous terrain of Hollywood. They conquered the challenges of a demanding genre, leaving behind a legacy that continues to captivate us even today. But beyond the cinematic glory, what were their lives truly like? What secrets did they carry beyond the camera's gaze? What were the triumphs and the heartbreaks that defined their personal journeys? This isn't just a recounting of their roles. It's a deep dive into the lives of the individuals who breathed life into those iconic characters. We'll explore their beginnings, their rise to fame, their personal struggles, their loves, their losses, and the ultimate mysteries surrounding their passing. We'll uncover hidden stories, explore forgotten anecdotes, and perhaps even unearth a few controversial truths along the way. We'll journey back to a time when the Western reigned supreme, when stars like John Wayne embodied the spirit of the rugged frontiersman, and John Ford's genius shaped the very landscape of the genre. We'll meet the men and women who played those memorable roles, the loyal deputies, the cunning outlaws, the strong-willed women who defied expectations. Many of these actors achieved immortality through their performances, their names forever synonymous with the unforgettable characters they created. But what about the actors themselves? What were their stories beyond the final scene? Where are these actors now? Tonight, we begin to answer those questions. We'll follow the winding paths of their lives, from humble beginnings to the dazzling lights of Hollywood. We'll uncover the hidden depths of their personalities and explore the lasting impact they made on the world of cinema. So buckle up, folks, because we're about to ride into the sunset of some truly remarkable lives. And don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories of Hollywood's forgotten legends. Ken Curtis, a life less ordinary. He wasn't just a face in the crowd. He was the lovable, cantankerous Deputy Festus Hagen on Gunsmoke, a role that cemented his place in television history. But Ken Curtis's story is far more complex than his iconic portrayal suggests. His life, a tapestry woven with threads of both immense success and deep personal struggles, remains a captivating enigma even today. Born into a family steeped in the law enforcement traditions of the American West, young Curtis found his footing not in a sheriff's badge, but in the rhythm of music. From Colorado's plains, he rose through the ranks of big bands, sharing the stage with legends like Tommy Dorsey, even stepping into the shoes of Frank Sinatra himself. His voice, powerful and resonant, became a signature sound for the sons of the pioneers, helping to shape the very fabric of Western music. His transition to acting was seamless, a natural progression from the stage to the screen. He worked with cinematic giants like John Ford, appearing in classics such as Rio Grande and The Searchers, rubbing shoulders with the legendary John Wayne. These roles provided a foundation for his eventual breakthrough role on Gunsmoke, where he spent 11 years, appearing in an incredible 304 episodes. However, the spotlight that illuminated his career cast long shadows on his personal life. His marriages, 3 in total, were marked by both passionate beginnings and tumultuous endings. His wealth, estimated at around $5 million at the time of his death, was a testament to his success. Yet the details surrounding his final years and the disposition of his considerable estate remained shrouded in mystery. He lived a life of quiet luxury, owning a ranch in the serene Santa Ynez Valley of California and another, less documented, property in the rugged expanse of Montana. These properties served as sanctuaries, offering respite from the demands of his career and the constant gaze of the public eye. The man who brought laughter and grit to millions of television screens guarded his private life fiercely. The unanswered questions surrounding his death only heightened the mystique surrounding this complex and fascinating figure. Now, let's turn our attention to another towering figure of the Western genre, a man whose presence on screen was as commanding as his gentle nature off-screen, James Arness. Towering, both literally and figuratively, Arness cast a long shadow over the landscape of television westerns, most notably as Matt Dillon, the stoic and unwavering marshal of Dodge City in the legendary Gunsmoke. Born James Arness in Minneapolis, Minnesota, his journey to becoming a Western icon was far from straightforward. He initially pursued a career in sports, but a basketball injury altered his course. His imposing height, standing an impressive 6 feet 7 inches, led him to Hollywood, where he was quickly cast in a variety of roles, often as a menacing villain. But his career took a dramatic turn when he landed the role of Matt Dillon. Arness's portrayal of Dillon was nothing short of iconic. He embodied the quiet strength, the unwavering sense of justice, and the underlying vulnerability of a man navigating the harsh realities of the frontier. His performance transcended the typical Western hero, creating a character that was both relatable and inspiring. Gunsmoke, which ran for an astonishing 20 seasons, became a cultural touchstone, and Arness, with his deep voice and stoic demeanor, became synonymous with the show itself. Beyond Gunsmoke, Arness continued to work steadily, though no role would ever eclipse the success of his portrayal of Matt Dillon. He starred in several films, including the science fiction classic The Thing from Another World, showcasing his versatility as an actor. He often chose roles that allowed him to showcase his quiet strength and his ability to portray complex characters. He was a man of few words, both on and off screen, and his reserved nature only added to his mystique. In his personal life, Arness was known for his quiet dignity and his commitment to family. He was a private man, preferring to keep his personal life out of the spotlight. His death in 2011, at the age of 88, marked the end of an era, leaving behind a legacy that continues to resonate with audiences who remember him as a true giant of the Western genre. A man who embodied the spirit of the American West with quiet grace and unwavering strength. The name alone conjures images of rugged individualism, unwavering courage, and a steely gaze that could melt the coldest heart. He was more than just an actor. He was a legend, a symbol of the American West, and a cultural icon whose influence transcends generations. But behind the stoic persona of the Duke lay a complex man, a man of contradictions. A man whose life was as epic and multifaceted as the landscapes he portrayed on screen. Born Marion Robert Morrison in Winterset, Iowa in 1907, his journey to becoming John Wayne was a long and winding one. His early life was far from the glamorous world of Hollywood. He was a strong and athletic young man, excelling in sports, and it was this physicality that would later serve him well in his acting career. His path to Hollywood was somewhat serendipitous, a chance encounter leading him to a career that would define the Western genre for decades to come. Wayne's collaboration with John Ford proved to be pivotal, launching him into superstardom. Ford saw something special in the young actor, a raw talent that he carefully nurtured and honed. Their partnership resulted in some of the most iconic Westerns in cinematic history. Films that captured the spirit of the American West with unparalleled power and authenticity. Wayne's portrayals of stoic heroes, often flawed but ultimately righteous, became synonymous with the genre itself. But Wayne was more than just a Western star. He tackled diverse roles, showcasing his versatility and range. He was a man of strong opinions, both on and off the screen, and he wasn't afraid to voice them. His political views, often conservative, sometimes placed him at odds with prevailing sentiments, adding another layer of complexity to his already legendary persona. His personal life was just as compelling as his professional career. He was a devoted family man, yet his relationships were often tumultuous. His marriages, his loves, and his losses all contributed to the rich tapestry of his life. His legacy extends beyond his on-screen roles, touching upon themes of patriotism, masculinity, and the enduring allure of the American West. John Wayne, the Duke, remains a captivating enigma, a figure whose life continues to inspire debate and fascination even today. His story is a testament to the power of myth-making, the complexities of human nature, and the lasting impact of a true cinematic legend. John Ford. The name itself evokes images of sweeping landscapes, rugged individualism, and timeless tales of the American West. He wasn't just a director, he was a legend, a visionary who shaped the very DNA of the Western genre. Born in Cape Elizabeth, Maine, in 1894, Ford's journey to becoming Hollywood's most influential Western director was far from conventional. He started as a bit-part actor, a far cry from the directing titan he would become. But his early experiences gave him an invaluable understanding of the craft, a perspective that would inform his later work. Ford's unique talent lay in his ability to capture the essence of the West, not just as a romanticized dream, but as a complex and often brutal reality. He wasn't afraid to showcase the harshness of the frontier, the struggles of its inhabitants, and the moral ambiguities that lay beneath the surface of the heroic myths. His films were more than just action-packed adventures. They were character studies, exploring themes of loyalty, betrayal, and the search for meaning in a vast and unforgiving land. His collaborations with John Wayne are the stuff of cinematic legend. Their partnership, spanning decades, resulted in some of the most iconic Westerns ever made. Films that redefined the genre and cemented their places in Hollywood history. Think Stagecoach, The Searchers, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, each a testament to Ford's masterful storytelling and Wayne's unparalleled screen presence. But Ford's influence extended far beyond his collaborations with Wayne. He mentored and shaped countless careers, creating a dynasty of actors who became synonymous with the Western genre. He had a keen eye for talent, an ability to extract the best performances from his actors, and a profound understanding of the human condition. His films often reflected his own complex personality, a man of immense talent, but also of contradictions and controversies. His personal life was as complex as his films. While his professional life was defined by collaboration and success, his personal relationships were often turbulent and marked by personal struggles. Yet, his contribution to cinema, his shaping of the Western, and his lasting impact on generations of filmmakers and actors remain undeniable. John Ford, a name that will forever be etched into the annals of cinematic history. From the smoky jazz clubs of Hoboken to the glittering stages of Las Vegas, Frank Sinatra's voice resonated through the American landscape like a seismic shift. He was more than just a singer. He was an icon, a legend who transcended generations, a man whose name alone conjures images of effortless cool and unmatched charisma. While his association with the Western genre might seem tangential compared to his impact on music, a surprising connection exists through Ken Curtis. Before Sinatra became the chairman of the board, captivating millions with his velvety baritone, he briefly held the microphone for the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra. It was a pivotal moment in the big band era, a stepping stone on Sinatra's meteoric rise to superstardom. And it was in that very same orchestra that Ken Curtis would later find himself, stepping into the very shoes Sinatra had left behind. This unexpected link between two such vastly different yet iconic performers adds an intriguing layer to their stories. While Sinatra's career soared to unprecedented heights in the world of popular music, influencing generations of singers and shaping the very sound of American music, his brief tenure with Dorsey highlights the interconnectedness of the entertainment world. Sinatra's life, a whirlwind of romance, ambition, and controversy, is as captivating as his music. He was a notorious ladies' man, his relationships the stuff of legend and tabloid headlines. He was a man of contradictions, capable of immense generosity and shocking cruelty. His personal life, as tumultuous as his career, mirrored the dramatic highs and lows of the American experience itself. His influence extends far beyond the realm of music. He was a powerful figure in Hollywood, a close friend to many of the era's biggest stars. His impact continues to be felt today, his songs still played, his films still watched, and his image remaining an enduring symbol of a golden age of American entertainment. Although perhaps not directly connected to the Western genre in the way Ken Curtis was, the intersection of their early careers serves as a fascinating reminder of the often unseen connections that weave through the fabric of Hollywood history. The story of Frank Sinatra is a story of triumph, tragedy, and lasting influence, a testament to a man who truly lived life to its fullest, leaving an indelible mark on the cultural landscape. Now let's shift the focus from a silver screen to the sounds of a different kind of stage, the big band era. We're talking about Tommy Dorsey, a name synonymous with the golden age of swing. Far from the dusty plains of the Western, Dorsey carved his path through the vibrant soundscapes of the 1930s and 40s, leaving an indelible mark on American music. Dorsey wasn't just a trombonist. He was a bandleader extraordinaire, a charismatic figure who commanded the stage and captivated audiences with his infectious energy. His orchestra was a powerhouse of talent, a melting pot of musical virtuosity that produced some of the most memorable tunes of the era. Imagine the smoky atmosphere of a jazz club, the rhythmic pulse of the drums, the soaring brass, and the smooth, soulful vocals that filled the air. That was the world of Tommy Dorsey. But for our story, Dorsey's significance lies in his unexpected connection to Ken Curtis. It was in the midst of this musical whirlwind that a young, aspiring singer found his footing, Ken Curtis. While Frank Sinatra's name might be instantly recognizable as a Dorsey vocalist, it's less known that Curtis stepped into those legendary shoes, taking on the coveted role of lead singer for the Dorsey Band. This wasn't just any gig. It was a launching pad for a remarkable career, a chance to learn from one of the best in the business. Imagine the pressure. Following in the footsteps of a vocal icon like Sinatra must have been daunting, but Curtis rose to the challenge. His time with Dorsey wasn't just a stepping stone, it was a crucible, forging his vocal style, honing his stage presence, and exposing him to a national audience. The experience cemented his versatility as a performer, shaping his career in ways he might not have foreseen. While the details of their personal relationship may be lost to the sands of time, their professional connection is a fascinating chapter in both their stories. Tommy Dorsey, the king of swing, played a pivotal, if often overlooked, role in the remarkable journey of Ken Curtis. Now, let's shift our focus from the smooth sounds of Tommy Dorsey to a different kind of musical landscape, a world of experimental jazz and innovative arrangements. We're talking about Shep Fields, a bandleader who pushed the boundaries of big band music, and whose orchestra offered Ken Curtis a unique and pivotal chapter in his musical journey. Shep Fields wasn't just another big band leader. He was a visionary, a restless innovator who constantly sought new sonic territories. His orchestra, known as Shep Fields and his new music, was anything but conventional. Fields was fascinated by the possibilities of the saxophone, and his band featured a large reed section, creating a rich and layered sound unlike anything heard before. He called it all reed, and it was truly revolutionary. Imagine the scene, a sea of saxophones, clarinets, and other reeds, creating a wave of sound that washed over audiences. It was a departure from the typical brass-heavy big bands of the era, a bold experiment that captivated listeners with its unique texture and energy. Fields' arrangements were complex and sophisticated, pushing the boundaries of traditional big band structures. His music was a blend of swing, jazz, and experimental sounds, creating a truly unique listening experience. Ken Curtis, with his powerful and versatile voice, found himself perfectly suited to this innovative musical environment. While his time with Fields was relatively brief compared to his tenure with Dorsey or the Sons of the Pioneers, it was a crucial period of growth and development. Working alongside Fields allowed Curtis to explore different vocal styles and techniques. expanding his musical palette and preparing him for the diverse roles that would await him in his future career. While Shep Fields might not be as widely remembered as some other big band leaders, his influence on the musical landscape is undeniable. He was a pioneer, a true innovator who dared to experiment and who left an indelible mark on the world of jazz and big band music. His orchestra provided a vital stepping stone for Ken Curtis's musical journey, helping to shape him into the versatile performer he would become. And though the sounds of Shep Fields and his new music might be less familiar today, their impact on the development of big band music remains a significant part of musical history. Lorraine Page. The name might not ring a bell for most, but for those familiar with the life of Ken Curtis, she represents a significant, albeit brief, chapter. She was his first wife, a woman who shared his early years in the burgeoning Hollywood scene, a time of youthful dreams and ambitious aspirations. Their marriage, a whirlwind romance born in the intoxicating atmosphere of 1940s Hollywood, began in 1943 when Ken was just 18 years old. Imagine the excitement, the heady mix of newfound freedom and the allure of a world brimming with possibility. It was a time of youthful exuberance, a desire for companionship in a city that could often feel isolating and overwhelming. Their 7-year union, however, was far from a fairy tale. The pressures of Ken's rising career cast a long shadow over their relationship. His burgeoning fame, the relentless demands of the industry, and the constant travel took their toll. The young couple, swept up in a whirlwind romance, hadn't quite anticipated the challenges of balancing ambition and intimacy. In the years that followed, Ken would often reflect on this first marriage with a sense of regret, acknowledging his immaturity and his lack of understanding of the responsibilities that came with marriage. Their divorce in 1950 marked a turning point, not just for Ken, but likely for Lorraine as well. While details about her life beyond her marriage to Ken are scarce, we can imagine the impact such a significant relationship would have had on her life. The transition from being a young wife in the Hollywood spotlight to navigating life independently after a divorce wouldn't have been easy. Yet, despite the end of their marriage, Ken and Lorraine remained on good terms, suggesting a mature understanding and respect for each other even after their paths diverged. Their story serves as a poignant reminder that even in the glamorous world of Hollywood, love and marriage can be fragile, vulnerable to the pressures of ambition and the relentless demands of the entertainment industry. Lorraine Page's life remains largely shrouded in mystery, a testament to her preference for privacy. Yet, her presence in Ken Curtis's life, however fleeting, is a testament to the complex tapestry of relationships that shape the lives of even the most celebrated individuals. The story of her life, though largely untold, serves as a silent backdrop to the more widely known narrative of Ken Curtis's career, a poignant reminder of the human stories that often lie hidden beneath the glare of the spotlight. We can only speculate on what path she followed after her divorce, what joys and sorrows she experienced, and how she ultimately shaped her life outside of the public eye. Now, let's turn our attention to Barbara Ford, a woman whose life intertwined with the world of Hollywood royalty and the heart of a rising Western star. Barbara wasn't just any woman. She was the daughter of the legendary director John Ford, a titan of the Western genre. Her marriage to Ken Curtis, therefore, wasn't simply a union of two individuals. It was a connection to the very heart of Hollywood's golden age of Westerns. Imagine the whirlwind of their courtship, a dance between a rising star and a woman born into the industry's elite. While Ken Curtis, with his booming voice and charismatic presence, was a force of nature on screen, Barbara was reportedly more reserved, a quiet observer in the vibrant landscape of Hollywood. Their marriage, which began in 1952, was an attempt at stability, a grounding force for Ken in the midst of his burgeoning career. It was a marriage forged in ambition and connection, a strategic alliance in a world where networks and family ties could make or break a career. However, the pressures of fame and the demands of their respective careers cast long shadows over their union. The stark contrast in their personalities, his flamboyant on-screen persona versus her quiet demeanor, likely contributed to the growing tension. While Ken traveled the world, filming iconic westerns, Barbara remained in the background, a silent supporter in the grand drama of their lives. Their 12-year marriage, ending in 1964, was ultimately marked by the strains of a life lived under the intense glare of the public eye. Yet, despite the eventual separation, their divorce was reportedly amicable, a testament to their mutual respect, particularly for the sake of their 2 children. Their story, though ending in divorce, remains a fascinating glimpse into the complexities of navigating love and ambition within the high-stakes world of Hollywood. Barbara Ford's life, though largely lived in the shadows of her famous father and husband, deserves recognition as a story of resilience and quiet strength in the face of the relentless demands of fame and fortune. Her legacy, while not as widely known, is intrinsically woven into the fabric of Western cinema. Following the dissolution of his second marriage, Ken Curtis found solace and stability in the arms of Tori Connolly. Their union, beginning in 1966, marked a significant turning point in his life, a period of relative calm amidst the often turbulent waters of his career and personal relationships. Unlike his previous marriages, which were often intertwined with the pressures and pitfalls of Hollywood, his relationship with Tori offered a different kind of sanctuary. While details about Tori's life before Ken remain scarce, it's clear she possessed a quiet strength and a grounded nature that provided a much-needed counterbalance to Ken's flamboyant public persona. She was a private individual, preferring to remain out of the spotlight, a stark contrast to the demands of Ken's career. Their marriage wasn't without its challenges. The demands of Ken's work often kept him away, and the pressures of fame undoubtedly cast a long shadow over their lives. However, their bond endured, proving to be more resilient than his previous unions. Adding to the complexity of their family dynamic, Tori brought 2 stepchildren into their lives. Ken embraced them wholeheartedly, demonstrating a level of paternal commitment that contrasted with the more self-absorbed aspects of his younger years. This blended family offered a new kind of fulfillment for Ken, a sense of belonging and responsibility that anchored him in a way his previous marriages hadn't. He often spoke of his affection for Tori in later interviews, describing her as his true love, a testament to the enduring strength of their connection. Tori's influence on Ken extended beyond the personal realm. She provided a steady presence, offering support and understanding as he navigated the complexities of his career and personal struggles, including his battles with addiction. She stood by him through thick and thin, providing the emotional bedrock he needed to thrive, both personally and professionally. Their partnership lasted until Ken's passing in 1991, a testament to a love that transcended the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. In many ways, Tori Connolly represents the quiet strength and unwavering support that often goes unseen but is crucial to the success and happiness of even the most celebrated stars. Her story is a reminder that behind every iconic figure, there are often unsung heroes who shape their lives in profound and enduring ways. So, we've journeyed through the lives of these remarkable individuals, these titans of the Western genre. We've seen the triumphs and the struggles, the soaring highs and the crushing lows, the enduring legacies and the fading memories. From the iconic John Wayne, whose larger-than-life persona defined a generation, to the quieter strength of James Arness, whose portrayal of Matt Dillon remains a benchmark in television history. Each actor left an indelible mark on the cultural landscape. We've explored the multifaceted career of Ken Curtis, a man whose talents extended beyond the screen, a testament to the diverse skill sets required for success in the golden age of Hollywood. We've also seen the often overlooked contributions of supporting actors, like Ward Bond and Ben Johnson, whose nuanced performances added depth and texture to the narratives. The genius of John Ford, the director who shaped the very essence of the Western, looms large in our story. His influence is evident in the careers of many of the actors we've profiled, a testament to his ability to guide and inspire. And we've touched upon the lives of those behind the scenes, from the wives and families who supported these men through their careers, to the band leaders and musical collaborators who shaped their early lives. Some of these actors achieved lasting fame, their names forever etched in the annals of Hollywood history. Others faded into relative obscurity, their contributions sometimes overlooked in the shadow of their more celebrated peers. And some, despite their talent and dedication, left the industry prematurely, their potential unrealized. Each story is a unique tapestry, woven with threads of ambition, heartbreak, and the enduring power of storytelling. The enduring appeal of the classic Western lies not only in the sweeping landscapes and thrilling action, but also in the relatable human stories at its heart. These actors, in their own unique ways, embodied the spirit of the West, the resilience, the grit, the sense of honor and loyalty. They were not just playing characters. They were embodying values that resonated deeply with audiences. As we conclude this journey, we're left with a sense of both admiration and reflection. These lives, with all their complexities and contradictions, remind us of the human element behind the legends. They were, after all, just people with dreams, aspirations, and flaws. And it's those very flaws and complexities that make their stories all the more captivating. So, what will you remember from these stories? Who resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your fellow Western enthusiasts, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating explorations into the lives of Hollywood's forgotten stars. Until next time, keep the spirit of the West alive.